folks, and welcome back to the FPL Tips YouTube channel. And this is a short review of Game Week 10 video where I'll be taking you through some of the games and what were the underlying stats in each of the game, and who are the performers, who are the underperformers, and who had the best stats from the week, and who should have and who had also done well this game week. So let's directly get started. Firstly, we come with the Friday night fixture this time where Crystal Palace played Tottenham. Tottenham win it 2-1 as expected and go top of the league. And it was a pretty ordinary game when it comes from expected goals point of view, because Tottenham first half were quite like were not creating too many chances, but second half when they got their chances, they took it. One was an own goal, which was Madison's assist, and the other was Son's goal. So as we've been looking at it previously, and also it's a pattern continues that if Spurs score one or two goals, Son and Madison are either or both always involved, and they don't need 3-4 goals. So, I mean, pretty much if you see, if they score 3-4 goals against certain teams, then they have that whole potential. But if they don't, even if it's 2 goals, both of them are pretty involved. And coming to the Chelsea as a Brentford game, this was a pretty interesting game to watch, because Chelsea did have a great first half, and they had the better XG in the first half. Brentford were pretty much didn't create too many chances, but then as Chelsea grew frustrated, Brentford took their chances, and so in the second half, Brentford created much more big chances. I think they created 4 big chances, out of which 2 fell to Mbumo, one which Mbumo created as well. Um, so basically, Mbumo gets a haul this game, gets an assist, gets a goal, and Brentford keep the clean sheet. Flecken gets the clean sheet. Chelsea all over again, frustrated. Uh, and Bournemouth Burnley is another quite cagey match against two struggling teams who are battling it out for early a relegation battle game. Burnley took the lead from a Charlie Taylor screamer, and a lot of us had Charlie Taylor in our bench, and whoever didn't have Gabriel playing or Udugi playing, Charlie Taylor came off the bench, which was really nice to see. But then after that, Burnley didn't. Burnley are still settling in. Company is a bit patient. He and but You saw glimpses of that in the first half. But then Bournemouth took control. They won the XG battle, is 1.10 to 0.90, and they got the much deserved 2 goals to get the win as well. There was a late offside controversy, but Bournemouth looked like slightly better side out of 2 weak sides which were playing. Arsenal thrashed Sheffield United, a game where they created 3 xg, which says everything. But unlucky that Saka or Martinelli didn't get the hauls, and you can see this pattern again emerging when Jesus doesn't play. When Enkitia plays, he gets the more chances, and as we saw, he's got a brilliant hat trick with 3 really well taken goals, and that's where Enkitia is. And Saka did get an assist. Again, there was debate about that, but should probably was going on target, and so that's why I think it should be given as an assist. And he did get an assist, but didn't look too dangerous. Other than that, Wolves versus Newcastle United is a game where I'd like to point out that Newcastle United looked a little tired. Their main team has been playing game after game, and this is the first time this team has been exports to Champions League and playing Wednesday Saturday, and it's finally getting to them. Although they created 2.32 xg, and where Wilson did get a penalty as well. Going forward, they were fine, but they didn't look the best of defenses like we know them in the recent past. And Trippier didn't have a great game either. Came away with 0 points. Burn came away with 0 points. Share owners are pretty lucky, got an assist and also got a bonus point. But Newcastle United don't have the most straightforward fixtures as well. So it must be interesting looking at their assets in the next few weeks, because of the fatigue some of the players are feeling. I think now in the middle of the week, I think for the United game, I think a lot of Newcastle players will probably be rested, but that squad is also pretty thin at the moment. A lot of people are injured. Isak is injured. Elliot Anderson is injured. Jacob Murphy is injured, and so on. So it'll be interesting to look at what Newcastle does in these tricky fixtures. I would say avoid a lot of their players for now, and maybe even a good time to sell Trippier if you want to clear up funds at certain points. But yeah, interesting team to look at going forward, and maybe when their fixtures get better again around game week 14, game week 15, game week 17 is where we could all go back and jump into their assets. West Ham versus Everton, another team I would like to point out again, similar to Newcastle, is West Ham, who didn't look great as well, and they've lost 3 games in a row in all competitions, and yeah, they didn't look promising. They looked as bad, like as weak as they did look as against Aston Villa. They had a few chances, but they didn't take them, and it was quite low XG game as well. And Dominic Calvert-Lewin superbly took his goal, and Areola lost his clean sheet as well. And Everton are looking a fine team at the moment, because they are creating a lot of chances and have a very high XG and top 5 XG at this point of the season, and they are also not a bad defense. They are keeping they are having a good XG conceded as well. So they might not be the team that should be targeted like we know, where like we know them for the past couple of seasons. So might worth looking at Everton, and as a fixture that's not Burnley, Bournemouth, Sheffield United, Luton level. Coming to Aston Villa Luton, a game where a lot of us were looking at one guy, Ollie Watkins. Yeah, pretty unlucky because he had 1.28 xgi and should have gotten a hole. Came away with a blank. On the other side, Diaby on his credits to Diaby on his, he got to a goal and an assist, and so he got a haul. Cash got substituted before the clean sheet, so Cash owners did get the clean sheet points for that. Again, it's the same thing. 3.3 plus xg. They've been superb at home this season, and rightly so. They've been continuing that form of playing really well this season. Brighton is a team I'd like to just touch upon. Like again, similar to Aston Villa and Newcastle, they didn't look great as well. But Fulham are not a bad team. So this was probably going to be a cagey game, but Brighton generally take it and maybe went 2-1 or 3-1, but they couldn't score those goals. They've underperformed their XG this game. But I'd say Adingra and Mitoma still holds because they have slightly better fixtures coming up. So that could be, they are worth to keep because they are starting games. Adingra also almost had a good chance to score. So yeah, I think they are good assets to hold on to. Liverpool beat Nottingham Forest. One thing to note is Nottingham Forest hardly created any chance until the last moment. So Liverpool defense is slightly improving when the better fixtures are there. They've had two clean sheets in a row. Tsimikas has got two 6 pointers in a row, and they have decent fixtures coming up as well. They have Luton away, and then after that Brentford at home, and then after the City fixture they have a Fulham at home, Sheffield United away as well. Good fixtures to hold on to Shimikas, and he would probably be continuing to start in these games, and he'll probably get his clean sheets. And coming to the other assets, Darwin Nunez looks really good. He looks like he'll probably get a few more starts now, and if you have 8 attackers or somewhere to have a position for him, maybe an Alvarez replacement in maybe game week 14. I think Darwin Nunez is a pretty good option who will be starting in more Premier League games than not. And Mo Salah again, him and Embumo have this thing that when the game is around the 75th to 80th minute, game becomes more open. They get a lot of chances and they get their points in that. They have been in this pattern for the season. So yeah, like Mo Salah, as it is, goes again at home. Good good captaincy option going forward as well. And the final game is the Manchester City Manchester United game, where Haaland scores a brace, gets an assist, and punishes all the owners who didn't captain him, who also sold him, and just pretty much announces that he's like as essential as it gets. I mean, he might not be completely essential yet, because without Haaland, again, you can have a good draft and have a good team, but he does seem like a great asset to have. And even if the fixtures are not the best, he does look like a justifiable hold there. And Alvarez looked a little quiet in this match, but look at the XG Manchester City were creating, 4.5 plus. That's like a ridiculous amount, and Man City was just superb in this game, and they were top. They really hit top tier in this game, which is unfortunate for Manchester United, who've already been struggling in their defense also with injury problems. So that's how it went. It was a pretty one-sided affair, and Bernardo Silva got an assist. He was very good. Foden got his goal as well, and yeah. So I can just take you through the stats over here. As we can see, it's the expected goal involvement I've sorted out of. Haaland 2.49, he stands out again on the superb game week. Foden again 1.77, which he got a high XG chance, which was created by Haaland, and he also had a couple of other shots inside the box. You can see that he had four shots inside the box. In fact, then Wilson was pretty good this match. Had a penalty, but other than that, also he looked quite central. And when Newcastle were playing well in the early stages of the game, a lot of chances fell to him. And Mbumo, I think he had a very high XG chance, which like it's impossible to finish. But he also created a few chances, and his XG throughout the season looks good. And he looks like a player who you could hold through the slightly difficult fixtures also, because he's a 90-minute man as well. Watkins, as I said, 1.28 expected goal involvement, zero returns, which is quite unlucky. The other day, he probably hauls in this game. Nunez 1.17 XG, which is quite impressive, and yeah, I mean, whenever he starts, he does end up becoming a great option. Bernardo Silva again, he 1.12 xgi, in which 1.07 was an expected assist, but I don't think is an option. He doesn't play at the same position every game. This it's just a tactical battle that Bernardo Silva played in a slightly advanced role this match, but every game he doesn't play, so he's probably on a wide. Coming to Nketiah, I think he looks like a great option, especially for the Burnley home fixture in 2 weeks. And he gets more of the chances when he plays. So whenever he plays, he looks like a great option. And out of 10 games, he's had 8 starts, and he might be worth looking at. Palmer again, one XCI. He looked quite good in the Chelsea game. I forgot to mention that. And he does look like a very good option for 5.5. He's like at 5.0 is probably a bargain. Who's worth considering. And finally, I just touch upon Jota. Jota probably again, I think wouldn't be. He's a minutes risk, but whenever he plays again, like any other Liverpool player, will be amongst the goals. So might be worth a punt, but not. He's probably a risk. Coming to Salah, Son, they are their numbers do look good. They look like holds at least for the next few game weeks. So don't make the mistake of removing them as well. Just wanted to touch upon it. Coming to the big chances total, Haaland had four, Foden had three, Wilson had three, Mbumo, Watkins, Nunez, and Nketiah all had two big chances. So all of these look like good options if they are nailed for the fixtures. And coming to the big chance created, Bernardo Silva created three big chances, Szoboszlai two, Mope two big chances in like a brief period, but he didn't start the game, so I don't think he becomes an option like unlike how we mentioned him in the last week. And Haaland also created a big chance. Mbumo, Watkins, Palmer, Mitoma, all good options. Diaby, who did create big chances. Even Trippier had a big chance this game, but other than that, he was much pretty much absent in this game. Coming to the shots, I think as we know, Zaniolo leads the shots actually for this match. Zaniolo was actually pretty interesting. He had 10 penalty area touches, and he was quite central for what Aston Villa were doing. And he was also unlucky to come away without a goal in this match. Haaland, as we saw, had 5 shots. Grealish 5. Nunez 5 shots. 5 shots inside the box. Mbumo 4 shots. Foden 4 shots. Wilson 4 shots. Nketiah 4 shots. Bowen 4 shots. Didn't come up with a return this week. So there are quite a few of these who had 4 shots, and inside the box we had Zaniolo 5, Nunez 5, Haaland 4. Then finally coming to the penalty area touches, Diogo Jota had the most, Foden had 11, Zaniolo, Bowen, Sterling had 10. So quite a few interesting options emerging, especially, but just look mostly into the expected goal involvement and the big chances created and big chances as well. So these are the stats that are worth looking at more than penalty area touches. And this stats was taken out from Fantasy Football Scout, who are our partners for the season. So yeah, so that's it for today's video, and hope you liked the video. And if you did like the video, please hit the like button and hit subscribe for more content coming in your way, to be up to date with all of the content. And if you have had any comments how your game week went and what you would like to see, any questions you would like to be addressed in the upcoming videos, please let us know in the comment section. Thank you.